We have already talked about Fargo students heading back to class today. Of course, that's a huge school district. Tomorrow, another big one. West Fargo Public School students set to fill the hallways after they've been empty for almost 6 months. Of course, there are a lot of questions from students, from parents, and we thought who better to answer some of those questions than the superintendent of the West Fargo Public School District, Beth Sleddy. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Well, I have actually, since I'm in the West Fargo School District with my children, I have watched a few of the meetings and updates that you have done online with the Teams meetings and such. But it seems like everything has kind of changed, up until tomorrow, day one. So parents want to know, what are some of the biggest changes they will notice on day one tomorrow?
Well, before I address what will be different, I would like to address what will be the same. Our teachers are enthusiastic and very excited to have the children back, and they're going to greet the children with the energy they do every year. What might look different is some of the routines that we will need to follow to ensure safety for both staff and students. So there will be new routines with hand washing and protocols for how we move about the building. Students and staff will be wearing masks, and there'll just be some things that students will have to get used to, but we know that with anything, practice helps make things become automatic and it becomes normal. So it'll just take a little time to get used to those routines.
And different school districts are different. Could you break down what students will be starting tomorrow? Because it's really only half the district. And then do you have some of the numbers? I would imagine this could change, but I know half, but then some are choosing online. So where are we at for numbers?
Well, families have the option to choose either a full-time virtual program, which is 100% online, or they can choose the program that is the hybrid program. And with the hybrid, we have half of the students coming on Mondays and Tuesdays, and half of the students coming on Thursdays and Fridays, with Wednesdays being a heavy cleaning day and time for synchronous time online with our students. The numbers are, like you said, I don't have the final numbers. We'll see what happens tomorrow when school starts. But we do have approximately 8 to 9% of our families choosing the virtual program. And so we're anticipating 11,900 was our projection for students. And we'll see how that shakes out after Labor Day. A lot of times we have new families that come as well.
Okay, and really after Labor Day, Bedeau, being the Bedeau girls, they're not starting their first day in the building, won't be until after Labor Day, which is a big change for North Dakota students. Kind of talk a little bit about, we don't have enough time to talk about all of the planning and discussions that went into place over the last several months, but you guys needed a little more time to have everything in place. That's why the school year is starting later.
We spent a lot of time in forums listening to our parents about what went well during the distance learning last spring and what did not go well. And what we've learned is that parents really want to have their children to have that connection with their teacher if they are online. And there are different ways that we can do that. So we needed time to make sure that we could train our staff on the different tools, the devices that students will be using, and then really narrowing down what does that guaranteed and viable curriculum look like when we take it from the classroom to an online platform. So we're teaching our teachers to be able to do both online and in person, and again, everything in between. So that time has really helped us. The additional work that needs to happen with the protocols was also very important so that teachers felt comfortable navigating the classroom and the hallways with their students while staying safe.
What do you expect tomorrow, or what advice would you give parents tomorrow on day one?
I would just tell parents that the first day of school is exciting, and this year is no different. Our teachers are excited, our bus drivers are excited, everybody is ready to come back. It will look a little bit different, but if we all work together and we practice the physical distancing and we wear the masks, I believe truly that we can put an end to this pandemic and bring our children back full-time soon. So give this year a chance. Our educators are ready to try some new teaching techniques. They're excited to see their students. I saw some students doing cross-country running down the road. It gave me chills. This year is no different. We're coming back to school and we can't wait.
And I want to expand on that. The goal is to have everyone back in school 5 days a week when it's safe, right?
Correct. Absolutely. We are monitoring the numbers every single week. We're working with our healthcare provider. We're working with Fargo Public Health. And we're working together to really see when we can make that happen, and we would like it to be sooner than later. What we don't want to have happen is close contacts where we have to say an entire section of first graders, for example, can't come to school for 2 weeks. We want to limit close contacts and get all of our students back in full soon.
And I have been back in the classroom for a back to school assessment, and we've been showing some pictures even on North Dakota Today. The classrooms look different. The desks are spread out, and kids will be wearing masks. I am actually feeling very confident that kids will listen to their teachers and they're going to wear their masks and follow the rules. They listen better than adults most of the time. But I know I ask this question and others do. Some businesses, I take my temperature every day before I come in this building. How will you be doing temperatures, health checks? Will nurses, their duties change?
Our nurses will have, I believe, a lot bigger role. They're always extremely important in our school community as far as helping us keep students healthy. But the temperature checks are happening at home. If we suspect a child is not feeling well, or if they tell us they're not feeling well, we'll take their temperature. But we're asking families to do that before they come to school. And if their child has 100.4, they need to keep their child home.
Okay, 100.4, keep them home and watch for all of those other symptoms as well, because of course it seems like the CDC guidelines and the different symptoms are, kind of changing all the time and adding, and it's just good to stay on top of that. Superintendent Slutty, thank you so much for your time today, and good luck tomorrow and into the next couple of weeks as well. We appreciate your time and your effort to keep our kids safe.
Thank you so much. We cannot wait to get back to school.
The kids too. Thank you. Stay with us. Coming up here next on North Dakota Today, we've been talking a lot about growing your garden. Well, it might be time to start harvesting the fruits of your labor. We're going to talk about canning next.